Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Aries reading. The Spring Equinox happened yesterday in the Northern Hemisphere, and with daylight saving time, hopefully you're beginning to experience the increasing light that this is shedding on our journey to purpose. Today is actually the new moon in Aries. It's 2 or 3 hours ago on the West Coast. So let's get started, Leo, with your overall energy. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about your cultural, emotional, even your spiritual foundation, one that you're building in present time. You may be receiving an offer, a message, or an opportunity that you once believed you wanted, the form of a wish fulfillment. However, you have grown and developed so much since that time, since the request or the wish was conceived, that you're considering whether this fulfillment is still a match for you. Part of this consideration is your recognition of the tremendous progress you've made, so that you are now consistently aligning your desires, your efforts with what is truly desirable to you as a more authentic self, addressing your needs and recognizing, moreover, that your ability to receive things is the result of your manifestation. In other words, your desire to call those things in by identifying them as your desires. And so it is this that is creating the foundation for you to move forward. Despite the dissatisfaction or disappointment you may be experienced with the look of this offer, it's not looking the way you thought it would look or feeling the way you thought it would feel. It is not transforming you in the way that you once believed it could. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity, we have the Moon card, and we're all getting the Moon these days during this time when we are uniquely tapped into our subconscious, collective unconscious, where we are identifying alliances and tools that we can use to discover more of the mystery of who we are. This is you bravely exploring realms that are unfamiliar, that are invisible to you. You may be doing a lot of dreaming, meditating, praying, creating a practice where you utilize this information through journaling, keeping a dream journal, writing down your experiences. These are all the kinds of tools that creatively aid you in remembering and maximizing the information that you're gaining, so that there are aspects of your experience you may have forgotten about or that are underlying your present current experiences, ones that you seek greater understanding of, and really opening up to all these ancestral currents of information available to your intuition. In the first house, your perspective, the King of Cups. The King of Cups is revealing your emotional maturity, your growth, your ability to recognize the gifts you've gained in overcoming challenges, and those gifts as something that you are able to share with others in a way that allows you to detach yourself from the powerful emotions that have been generated through these experiences, many times experiences of loss, challenge, or hardship. But it is through the sharing of these experiences that reinforces how things that felt to be weaknesses or failures are actually gifts, actually your strengths, actually the things that have brought you into the understanding and the position you are now. So this is your ability to be kind and gentle to others, but primarily to yourself. This is all about forgiveness, forgiving yourself for those hurts that you've sustained over the years. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your history, your unconscious, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is really about recognizing again and facing up to the truths of past hurts you may have sustained. And these may have come in the form of a variety of sabotage techniques. This may be unfair criticism, constant criticism from a parent or a loved one, dismissal of your efforts or not being taken seriously. Those are just some examples. Outright thievery, discrediting you for your own intellectual projects or efforts. This is really your understanding that rather than internalize this kind of negative feedback, jealousy, envy, a lack of enthusiasm when you make progress, you are understanding that these kinds of feedback are a reflection of the people that give them. They are not a reflection of you. And in many ways, you're now understanding with the maturity that you're gaining that the strength of your purpose and your efforts are what encourage others, that bring up a threat to others who love you, the threat that you will leave them behind, that your ideas are so magnificent that they can't keep up with them, or that you are doing something that matters, that invites the blowback of others that do feel threatened, that do feel challenged by what you're doing. You're now learning to understand the information in this kind of feedback so that it no longer blocks you, creates the blocks that once took a toehold on the basis of your own insecurity, your own doubting of your ideas. Well, if they didn't think it was a good idea, then it must not be a good idea. You've grown beyond that superficial and passive acceptance or even internalization of this kind of negative feedback. You now take the information you can, pick your battles, and then move on, understanding that this is really a confirmation of the validity and the power of your ideas. In the seventh house, significant others, we have the Nine of Swords. And you really, Leo, are absorbing and continuing to do this very courageous work of understanding why you had to go through the difficulties that you did. This is you allowing yourself the grief, the sense of loss, the understanding that in fact you have been harmed, but the ability to not only forgive others, but to forgive yourself is what is creating the sense of liberation and the ability to see, apply the understandings you've gained to your life now. To understand that by forgiving yourself for being fooled, by being hurt, by believing people that maybe didn't have your best interest at heart, that you fell for the lines, you believed that others had faith in you, or simply that by giving love, you would receive love in return. You've forgiven yourself for that and really understood that not only did you do the best you could at the time, but that these hardships, these challenges have created who you are now and where you are now. And for that, you are indeed grateful. You're deeply appreciative of the challenges you face and how they've created your perspective now. The King of Cups in the first house is clarified by the Four of Cups in the second house and the Knight of Cups in the third house. The Four of Cups is a repeat here. So you're really looking at the things you wanted, the material resources, tools that you once thought would solve your problems. You're now understanding that really you've grown perhaps in a way that they may not be a precise match to where you are now. They may not look or feel the way you imagine they would, but that you still have created a system, a platform, a foundation, a cultural and emotional foundation that allows you to assess what works for you, what matches with you, and what doesn't. And that may have been absent at the time that you sent these wishes out. The knowledge that whatever you want, whatever you desire, whatever you need, you can manifest, you can call that in. And despite the gratitude that you may feel for those opportunities, those relationships you've attracted, they came from you. They came from your permission, your desire, your understanding that this was a part of your potential. And that that's where all of your gifts and blessings come from. You are now inspired to move methodically as you develop a new plan. You're putting together the learnings from these explorations that you're undertaking, and you're developing a methodical, deliberate procedure, a plan that has your eye on the long-term benefits, the stability, the security, the safety of building up your wealth and engaging with others to do that, being a model for how to do that for others, so that others see that the way that you take what you have and create what you want is the greatest gift, the greatest concrete gift you can offer. The Seven of Swords in the 4th house is clarified by the 10 of Wands in the 5th house and the 4 of Pentacles in the 6th house. A couple of 4s here. We actually have 3 4s, and that's really about your foundations. That's about being solid, being grounded. All of these learnings, this emotional truth that you're encountering, that you're facing, that you are making decisions about, is being grounded by what you've learned, your understanding, but you're also rejecting the expectations of others. You're rejecting your own expectations of what you thought others expected. You're really understanding that change is coming about because you are grounded within who you are, not in what you think others want of you. And that you are in a position now to undertake any opportunity without an expectation, but with a deep knowing, a faith in yourself, that whatever needs to be done can be done. Whatever opportunity or tool you need can be fashioned, can be created from the circumstances at hand. And this is liberating to you. This is not only liberating, this is allowing you to release a lot of unwarranted burdens and obligations you have to others that are burdening you, that are unfair, that are weighing you down, that are physically exhausting and draining you. The 9 of Swords in the 7th house is clarified by the 8 of Wands in the 8th house and the 4 of Swords in the 9th house. Another 4. Another spiritual foundation is being created by you. Nothing is ever static in the world. Change is the one condition we confront, we deal with, we manage all the time. And this is about you creating a spiritual foundation from the lessons that you've learned, from the understandings that you piece together, that you grow into, that you heal consistently, and that continue to create a foundation of faith in yourself, a faith in your beliefs, a faith in your ability to persevere and shape your reality, so that you are taking the time to retreat, to stand back and look at your life, to witness your own behaviors in your life, your own actions and deeds, your own patterns, and create new ones that are more productive, that allow you to apply the learnings to other situations and build this foundation. This is releasing so much energy and information. There are many people that are communicating with you, bringing you news, good news, news that will lead to successes as you work with others, as you coordinate your efforts and collaborate in order to move some projects, ideas, communications forward and create something, have an impact in a way that you could not singly do so. The moon in the 10th house is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the 11th house, and the King of Cups, a repeat in the 12th house. So this is confirmation of the tremendous maturity that you have gained throughout this very difficult, challenging process of really taking responsibility for your own actions, words, and deeds. This in and of itself is creating opportunities, a new path, a new concrete path to security and stability, to wealth creation, to abundance. This is linking you up in a way, pointing you in a direction that makes you a part of a larger world, a larger globe, and allows you to communicate and be in contact, conversation with invisible communities and tribes, associations throughout the world, bringing you together in unity around a clear purpose. And this clear purpose is about creating tools and resources that everyone can access, that are practical and useful. I hope this reading's helpful, useful to you. Please like and subscribe to Pacific Tarot if so. I appreciate all the support that I receive from you. And I pulled the Oracle card, Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Leo. I hope this is helpful. I look forward to seeing you. And until next time, Namaste.